Okay, so you've sold your home. Time to celebrate, right?
Yes, not yet.
Not yet, because there's still a lot to do, but we're gonna help you. We put together a little checklist of some things that you need to think about before moving day.
Let's start with this. Let's go 1 month out. So probably the most important thing is to reserve your movers. So we've got some great vendors with wonderful movers in this area that we would be happy to share with you. But I would probably have a couple of them over, give you a quote. Number one, just make sure you get a time set because it is busy, it is hard to get them, and they do get booked up, especially if you need a mover that's also going to store your things for a little while. Also, it's never too soon to go ahead and get boxes. Start packing out things like the attic. Think about that. How many people have we had that forget things up in their attic or in those little crazy crevices of the house that way up high and in closets and stuff. So things that you don't need or won't need in that that final month of living in your house, go ahead and start that packing process. Get your friends over, get your family going, room by room, whatever you need to do to navigate that, because it's never too early to start.
Yes, because it always takes longer than you think it's gonna take. Honestly, it's always that the odds and ends that are left. It's like
you want to burn them.
Yeah,
you just don't even want to look at them.
So just start early so you don't burn your stuff.
Don't burn your stuff. Yes.
Once you get about 2 weeks from your move, that's when you want to start setting up all of your change of address. You want to start changing your utilities over. Let's see, what other things would you want to do?
I think also what's really helpful too is if you can get a folder of all the important documents, because since you're already packing things up, hopefully tackling big projects like the kitchen and the office, you might have all those things readily available. So, stick all of those forms, for your appliances, whatever, any repairs you might have done into that folder for the next owner. And on that same topic, any repairs you might need to do or have agreed to do per contract, get them done, get those receipts, get way ahead of things, and then just make sure you put that folder somewhere that it doesn't get packed.
Yes, exactly. Hold on to those important things.
Yes. 1 to 5 days before the move. I'm gonna tell myself 5 days because it'll probably be right before.
Yeah.
So 1 to 5 days before the move, there's a few things you should really do. If you have children, if you have pets, make sure you figure that out for care for all of them. It will make your life so much easier. So it's not just an afterthought like, oh my gosh, the dog, and then you're coming into closing with the dog in your hand. We have seen it happen.
Yeah.
We have funny stories on that actually. Some other things you would want to do is, this is a good one. Your refrigerator, a couple days before closing, don't do it the day before, defrost it. Make sure that is already taken care of. I've had it happen a number of times where, the owner, unplugs the refrigerator, water goes everywhere, then you have an insurance claim. It's awful. Don't let it happen. It can delay closing. So just be thoughtful about some of those things as you approach that closing day.
Now that it's almost moving day too, just go ahead and confirm with your movers because you probably booked it several weeks ago. And gosh, I have had some clients where the movers didn't show up when they were supposed to. And that was a lot of unnecessary last minute panic. So definitely confirm all those arrangements.
And I've had that too, where they've moved it to even closing day. And you never, ever want to try to be moving out of your house on closing day. So even though it seems like, but then I have to pay for a hotel or whatever it might be, something will go wrong. It will not, you can't move an entire house in a couple of hours, even if you think you've done all the organizing possible and just have a few little big things to move, it's always more than you think. And then another thing to make things go smooth for those kids or pets or whatever you might have for yourself is pack a suitcase, pack like you're going on a trip almost for each of you, just to make sure you've got those essentials ready because, you may be in a hotel the first night. You may be lucky enough to be already moved into your new house, but just be kind of thinking about that, setting those essentials aside for right at closing.
Okay, moving day. Hopefully you've been able to do some of this ahead of time before closing, but sometimes it does come down to closing day. My recommendation is hire help to clean your house. I promise you it will be worth every penny you spend. I have seen so many sellers that are literally scrubbing toilets up until like 20 minutes before it's time for closing because moving out took longer than they expected. They didn't get started on the cleaning early enough. Let me tell you, just hire somebody.
It's the last thing you want to do after you've been working so hard to be out of your house. Even if you have movers packing every little thing up for you, it's still so hard. And even if the contract doesn't call for of professional cleaning. Just having somebody come back through will make your life, like Sarah said, so much.
Do it for yourself.
Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. And then on that same note, then you can focus on just seeing what could have been left behind.
Right.
You know, just taking that one last look through the house, all the closets, you know, in the attic, in the garage, out in the yard, you know, any storage spaces to see if there's something that might be left behind from the lovely move, because there's always something left behind.
Yes. In fact, we did that. We left golf clubs in an attic one time, and we tried to track them down, and they somehow disappeared. So,
and on that same note, while somebody might appreciate a set of golf clubs, most of the time it's not things like that. It's other, you know, some debris or like some old lawn chairs, and you're like, gosh, that new buyer's gonna like it. They probably won't.
No.
So just take your stuff out and take that time to do it.
One thing you might want to do is leave a note for the buyers of your house with your forwarding address, or you can give it to them at closing. But inevitably, something's going to come up after closing. You're going to get some mail at the old house, and that way they can just forward it on to you.
And wait for holiday cards. When it's Christmas, there's going to be, if you get a bunch of those, there's going to be a whole lot. So
that's true.
It is good to notify friends and family of the move too. So we hope you found this of interest and helpful. We've got a handy dandy little checklist that we've got that we are happy to share with you. Just shoot us a little message and we'll send it your way. And as always, if you or somebody you care about is thinking about a move this year, give us a call. We'd love to help you out.